It's doing it? Okay. You can go. Just close the door, please. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle Williams. If you are new, if you are not new, welcome back to my 51 subscribers. What's up, y'all? I don't edit no videos at all, as y'all know. I'm gonna edit out the beginning of this one because my friend who ever so kindly helped me do the viewing of this was in there. But welcome, you guys. I missed y'all. It is part 2 of overcoming homelessness. And I'm so excited because I got some things to talk about before that. I want to shout out my friend Enrique. He has a brand called Dark Crystal Moon. And I think it's Dark Crystal Moon. I don't know, y'all. My brain be muddled and I'm high. I'm a little tipsy because we're doing mimosas and a joint today. But he makes really great jewelry, and I will make sure to look up the actual name of the business and tag it below. But he sent me these earrings. It was a pair, but I only have one ear pierced, so I put this in, and I feel like I look like that bitch. And yeah, so part 2 of how I got out of homelessness. So cheers. Don't drink if you not 21. If you do, you is gonna die. Also, I'm not even gonna explain no shit about no weed. I live in California. Y'all know what it is. Don't do nothing illegal. Getting a lighter. So part 2, I left off where I ended up going to Hawaii after I needed to really just like deacclimate from New York and the traumatizing situations, and I just needed to heal and really learn about parts of myself. So we're just gonna jump right in to like the storytelling because this is a 4-part series, so I want to make sure the videos are like within the same time range and aren't dragging. You know, I want to keep y'all engaged. Boom. So I moved to Hawaii to be with, at the time, one of my best friends. I'm not gonna say no names. We're gonna call them Rose. So I moved to Hawaii with Rose, and Rose at the time was also in the Navy. And before I moved to Hawaii, y'all, Rose was like, oh my God, when you come out, because also before I moved to Hawaii, I got mugged and I lost my social security card and all types of shit. Just really, not Miami, Hawaii. Before I moved to Hawaii, I lost my social security card in New York. So she knew that I didn't really have like identification and all that, and I was like, bitch, like, I don't have these things. And she was like, look, when you come here, don't worry about working or none of that. Like, I got you. Like, and I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah, I just want you to be here with me. Because, like, you're my bestie, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it was very, like, codependent. But at the time, I was very desperate. And I was not very much aware of codependency because I was still learning how to recognize my own. So, I was like, yeah, I don't have a social security card. She was like, get one here. Like, I'll help you do it, da-da-da-da-da. Like, promising me, like, the golden ticket. And of course I took it because I'm in New York. My living situation at the time was not ideal because I was staying with someone, but I basically couldn't stay there. Like, I had to leave during the day and I could only be there at night. And if I was there during the day, I had to stay in one room and couldn't leave it. So it wasn't very ideal, but it was a situation, but I wanted something better. And I also wanted, like, I needed to reset, y'all. So I was like, bitch, let me go to Hawaii. So I have, like, a going away party. I have like a pre-birthday party because, you know, I wasn't going to see my friends. And I got on a plane. My friend bought me a ticket and I go from New York to Hawaii. Long ass motherfucking flight. And I get off on the plane in Hawaii and y'all, like, it was like stepping into motherfucking paradise. Like, the airport had plants and it's like an open air airport in Honolulu. And, I was just like, you know, it was Oahu area, Honolulu, like where like the military stuff is, that airport. I don't know if there's more, y'all. Like, I be smoking. So I got off at the airport there, like people are saying hi to me, like people are looking at me like with kind expressions, and like there's breeze and like I smell like nature, because like New York has nature, but New York smells, and New York smells like New York, you know. I'm not standing on it, I love New York, but Hawaii smells like earth. And it was fucking crazy. So I get off the plane, walk through the airport. I end up making friends with this lady there who I'm no longer friends with because, you know, y'all, I got high standards. I'm difficult. And I'm no longer friends with this person, but we were really close. We didn't really fall out. It was just like, you know, like racial differences, blackness and stuff. And I met this lady and she was like, oh, like, let's go to this concert. And I was like, okay, I'm lit. Like, I just moved here and I already met someone. My friend picks me up and we drive, like, to her house. I'm like, it's lit. And, like, I was there and I was like, bitch, you buy the groceries and, like, I cook. Like, bitch, I'll clean. And, bitch, her house, let me tell you, she had just got out of a divorce and her house was in shambles, honey. And, like, I loved her. So I fucking organized her 3 years worth of mail. Like, I did all types of shit. And bitches who take me in swear I don't be doing nothing for their home. And I'm like, that's a lie. Because anyone who I live with will tell you that, yes, I am intense, but your living experience becomes, like, a lot more, like, joyous, I think you could say. So, like, I'm over here, like, cooking, y'all. I was developing a menu because I want to start a food truck, which I still want to do. And I was developing, like, my menu there because I was like, you know, like, I'm in Hawaii. My friend's allowing me to heal. I have time. And, it's going good for a minute. Like, I clean, like, we celebrate my birthday, and then my friend gets in trouble in the Navy. And for people who are in the Navy, my friend went to captain's mast. And my friend had made it seem like it was no biggie, but, like, captain's mast, y'all, is, like, a big deal in the Navy. Like, I'm not gonna go into detail because this is in a Navy video, but you could end up losing part of your paycheck or your rank, which is what ended up happening to my friend. And my friend was like, oh, get a job. You need to help me pay this rent, da 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 da. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Before I came here, you told me I didn't have to help you with no rent because I was going to be good. I wouldn't have came out here if I knew I wasn't. Because I couldn't afford to. And I didn't have Social Security ID, Social Security card, none of that shit. I didn't have anything. All of it got taken. So she's trying to get me to pay half of her rent, and thank God I had a friend from A school, from the Navy and A school, who was also there with his girlfriend, and they like really like helped me out, like gave me like a place to like go to, and my friend also was getting jealous that I was hanging out with other people. It was just really weird, like the vibes like were odd, and I guess like maybe like, you know, like I'm not trying to blame her. I feel like heartbreak puts you in that place, but it was just like I did not deserve all that projection. So, like, a few weeks after she tells me that I need to help her pay half her rent, like, we, like, get really distant because I'm, like, not even being there. I'm just hanging out with my other friends. And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do because this bitch is trying to make me pay half her rent. And, like, she's over here buying, like, couches and all this crazy shit, y'all. Like, buying couches, all types of shit. When she knows that her career is in jeopardy. And at one point, I'm not talking to her and I end up, like, sleeping inside of, like, the guest room so I can have privacy. And she texts my phone. And also, we're both black. She's biracial, but we're both black. And she ends up texting my phone, like, oh, if you need to find a place to go or I'm going to call the cops. I've literally done nothing to her. We have argued and I've yelled at her to defend myself because she was gaslighting me. Acting like she said something that she didn't before I came there. Scorpio. And, going back. And, I'm in the shower, and when I'm in the shower, there's a knock on the bathroom door. When I open it, y'all, I'm in my towel, and there's a policeman standing at the bathroom door. And this is literally in, like, 2018, when, like, cops are shooting people still, like. So I'm shitting bricks, y'all. Like, I'm shaking. I'm scared. And the cop is, like, asking me what happens. I explain to him. And the cop goes to her and goes, you're stupid as fuck, basically. Because if you are in the military and you call the cops, you have to tell your command. So, I explained to them what happens. They tell her that she's being an idiot, which she was. And they're like, are y'all still friends? And I was like, nah, she called the cops on me. Because it's like, bitch, to the naked, ignorant eye and person who lacks of depth, I look like a boy's. And I look like a black boy to some people. So, how do you think I would feel with the cops in my face. Like, bitch, I'm scared I'm gonna get shot. And this bitch called the cops on me. So I fucking, my friend's girlfriend who I was close to at the time, she comes and gets me. I get all my shit and I dip to their house. And, you know, like, you know, me and my friend go our separate ways. She's trying to justify what she did, but I'm just like, nah. I end up raising money on Instagram and I raised enough money to leave back to Miami. So, I leave Hawaii, I go back to Miami, and I move in with my with a distant family member, I would call it. Like, we weren't blood related, but we saw each other as family. I still see them as family. I don't know if they see me as family. I'm not gonna give them a nickname because I know if they saw this video and I give them a nickname, they would be mad as fuck. But I moved into a trailer with my cousin in Fort Lauderdale and Davie, and I was working at a call center, and life just like kind of like took a turn, you know, like I'm not even gonna say anything about my cousin, but I was in a really dark place, and I was living and imbibing in things that were not so healthy for me, if that makes sense for y'all. I was really learning more about my transness in a non-binary way. So I was really struggling to find myself, and being back in Florida after leaving Hawaii, after all of that, being so close to Miami, which I hadn't been back to since I left to New York prior to that. It was just a lot. And, you know, I was doing drugs that weren't the good kind at all. Not that any drugs are good, but y'all know. And I'm just being transparent. It was a really dark period of my life, and I didn't really feel like I had like a lot of community. I had like my closest friends, but I feel like a lot of people who were in Florida who I thought I could depend on just didn't really want to fuck with. I feel like they didn't want to fuck with a bitch because I was like broke and I was struggling, and because, you know, like transphobia, like that's internalized and shit, and it was really rough. And me and my cousin ended up like seeing like a different eye, and like they threw me out, and I left and moved in with my best friend, Erin. I love that bitch. Shout out to Erin. Also, before that, my friend Xaria took me in and kept me safe in the sudden moment, and also dropped me off to Erin's house. So shout out to Erin and Xaria and Karina for really being there for me like during that time period. At that time, I was also dating someone. We were in a relationship, long distance. They were in LA, and when I moved in with Erin, I was there for a few months, but it wasn't anybody's fault. But like someone in the complex snitched that I was staying there, and I guess like there needed to be paperwork done for that, and like they made me go. But it wasn't Erin's fault. But we were like, shit, Elle, what are we gonna do? Because I was there for like a long time anyways. Like I was planning to stay there until I left to California, because I was planning to move to California to be with my partner at the time, and just waited out at Erin's house, saving my money, and then dip, because Erin and her mans is lit. And I ended up having to leave, and I ended up moving in with a friend who I'm no longer friends with. But while I was there, that friend didn't really have my back and just didn't prepare the environment well enough for like a trans black person, and also was just doing their own thing that was making it hard for them to even stay there. So I ended up getting casted out like one night while it's raining and sleeping outside and just going through all this crazy shit. And then I moved back into my dad's house, and then that doesn't work out. I'm not even going into detail about that. And I ended up staying at an Airbnb, and I was just like, you know, I'm in Miami. I had been struggling. Things were not looking up. The only thing that was really looking up was the fact that I was filming, I was part of a docuseries called The Transform that is airing on the 22nd. Shout out to Carrie. She filmed it. It's lit. Shout out to Brielle. And I was doing that. But other than that, there was nothing really, like, crazy for me going on, you know? So, So, I'm staying in this Airbnb. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And my partner is like, just come to California early. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So, like, I end up going back to Erin's. After the Airbnb, I go to Erin's, back to Erin's, and I stay there until I fly out to California because I booked a flight. So, I booked the flight, and I'm spending my last few days there in Miami. And mind y'all, my partner was living in Section 8, basically, in LA, and I had like $900 to my name because I had to buy things I needed to go and live over there. So I was really ready to just bump it out into 10 in California. And I get on the plane, I get to California, and I meet up with my ex, who is now my ex, and and you know, you gotta wait till the next part. So you guys, stay tuned in, stay lit. Look out for the third part of my video, LA. The third part, and then who knows what the fourth part will be about. But there's 4 parts. I may upload a video in between then. But until then, y'all, enjoy your fucking Saturday. Cheers. I'll be tagging Enrique or putting Enrique's handle for his business where I got this earring in the comments. Until then, y'all, be kind, be present, be critical, think critically, think deeply, and be introspective. If y'all want to hit me up for a reading, or shadow work, it's that time of the year. I'll put my Instagram handle in the little thing as well. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. I am going to pop the fuck off. Bye, you guys. Mwah. This is so crazy walking around like this.